Hi, it's Claire, your intuitive reader. Am I reading your story? Let's find out. If you're new to the channel, welcome, welcome, welcome. I'm happy to see you. If you're returning, welcome back. I'm so glad you came back. I missed you guys. So let's get into the story. No time like the present. And that is literally what I'm getting. No time like the present. This is the Knight of Presence. The Knight of Pentacles. It's the slowest moving energy, but it's slow and steady. It's patience. It's being present. It's the Knight of Presence. I know it's spelled differently, but I'm taking it as that. Being present right now. Really stopping with all the chaos and the madness and the stuff that goes on around this time of year can be overwhelming. We forget to stop in all the chaos, all the repping, all the, and if you're not celebrating these times of year, it's still going on in the energy. It's still going on in the world. There are certain times of year where there's a lot of energy of go, 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 consume, 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 create, create, create. It's like, blah. It's just like this massive amount of energy. It also brings a sense of loss. A lot of people feel a sense of loss during the holidays. They're going back to pick over the carcasses of their lives. They're returning home, and then they're having to see. And also, a lot of people eat some kind of like fowl. And they kind of like gather around the table and pick over the carcass. It's like, but it's also bringing up all the sense of loss, like home for the holidays. And if you're not celebrating the holidays, like this is just a bringing forth. We're ending the year. This is the 12th house, but also we're in the 12th month. If you're not watching this right now, this is still about endings. This is still about loss. This is still about being present. Like, okay, we can go over our losses, this time of year going into the darkest time of on our hemisphere of year. And bringing that in and looking at it for what it is, seeing it clearly, without all the trappings, without all the things that are put on top of it, but clearly seeing. So he looks so happy. He looks so content. He's checking this list twice, but he's happy to be in the moment. He's this little jolly elf, and he's looking at it. Then you also got Temperance, and this is about temperance. This is about keeping your energy balanced, not reacting. This is a time, whether we're busy or not, to reach out, relax, grieve, have patience and balance in our lives. Like, what are we grateful for? We could talk all about what we're not grateful for, about the things that we've lost and the people that have tried to control us and how we have to be all alone. But the truth is that independence is not the same as keeping yourself away from others. Independence is about standing strong in who you are, no matter what's going on in the situation, and bringing it into balance. There's Stonehenge right there, and this is Aquarius and this moon energy. So like things coming to light, to your mind, you're looking at them, you're going through. You got 10, 11, 12. This is a progression into the new year. 2025 is going to be incredible. It's also going to move very quickly. It's going to be a very fast moving energy. So even though this time of year feels very chaotic and stressful, like, oh, I can't rest, I can't stop and just enjoy the decorations. I can't just stop and enjoy the gift that I'm going to give someone or I'm going to receive. But I have to like keep it going. I have to keep the past going. I have to keep it ruminating. And this is telling you 2025 is going to be really intense. It's going to be intense in a lot of good ways, but intense is intense. That's just the way it is. And so taking this time, even though you feel like you can't take 5 minutes to rest and enjoy, do it. Like, it's like when you're about to have a baby, you're like getting all the stuff ready and getting frantic and, you know, nesting, and you're like, oh, I'll sleep later. Once that baby's here, once the baby New Year's here, there is going to be no rest. It's like the go mark. Baby New Year comes in, and then the whole new world starts. The whole new adventure starts. The new path, the new year starts. So enjoy this time. Take a little time to hermit yourself. Deal with some issues that have been coming up. You know, we moved out of Pluto in Pluto was in Capricorn for a long time, and now it's in Aquarius. So we're bringing that, and oh, that's so funny because, you know, here we have the King of Presents. So we got the Knight of Presents and the King of Presents. So this isn't pretending to be someone you're not. In this card, Jack is pretending to be Santa Claus and all the things that he thinks Santa Claus is. Be yourself. You're this odd little present. You're this like unique person. You have not unwrapped yourself. You have not excavated into who you are because you've been busy being someone that you think everybody wanted you to be. What would make everybody happy is if I do this for the holidays, if I do this and that. And this is saying, no, be yourself, be present. Take up your authority in the present moment, in your life. This is the only life you get. Like, yes, we have, you know, the theory of that we have many, many lives and we come back and we're all happening at once. Yes, but right now, in the present moment, this is the only life you have. You've got to live it to its fullest. You've got to be yourself because only you can be yourself. Only you can be this authentic oddball. And then Ace of Needles and the Lovers. Oh, I love this. So it's like when we are too stuck in our independence on being this oddity of being, you know, like, oh, I can do everything myself. We forget that, you know, we have a lot of new life in us. We have a lot of ability to create new bonds and new connections, you know, because here's a needle and thread. Sometimes it hurts. It hurts to pull out the stitches and have to start all over again. You know, like I don't sew all that much, but there have been times where I'm doing stitches and then all of a sudden I'm like, oh my gosh, I made a mistake way back then, and I could keep going forward, but it would mess up the integrity of the of what I'm creating. So I have to undo the stitches and I have to redo the work, but the work then will be more solid, will be more grounded. So just because you've gone down a path, it might have been a twisty, turny path to love, to connection with source, to connection with yourself, doesn't mean that you can't go back and go, I don't want to continue down this path. I'm willing to take out the work I've done and start anew, start something fresh, you know. And then we have the Moon card here in the background of this Lover. So this is coming in, this is coming to light. This is masculine energy. So it's like, you know, the sun is feminine energy, right? I don't know. But I know the earth is feminine energy and the moon is masculine. So that duality, that, you know, coming together of two very different people, two very different energies, but it resonates. It creates this glow, this light. So yeah. Yeah, let's see what else we get. Okay. What else are we needing to tell the collective about this story? It's all messy on my table, which kind of drive me crazy, but I'm like, okay, this is part of the story. Things are messy. When you have to undo them, it can get tangled, it can get messy, it can get out of order, but the magic from the magician comes from making mistakes. When we were kids, We would make a mistake. We wouldn't just continue to make that mistake. We'd actually go, uh-oh, I made it. I didn't do that right. So now you've got to do it differently. So you've got to start over. And that's okay. You know, having that childlike things. Maybe you need to learn certain things. Maybe you need to hone your skills. And this is saying that's okay. That's how we create. We manifest and create from making mistakes, from experimenting. Here is the page of potions. It's like experimenting. Like, ooh, what happens when I do this? Like here, you got this in Temperance. You know, putting things in and creating. What is that going to make? Oh, I don't know. I'm going to like take a chance and see what comes of it. Maybe you've been told that if you take chances or make mistakes, that it's going to be the end of you. Like, see, like if you venture out, the truth is going to blind you, like end you. Like this could look like poison and the X's over his eyes. You know, no, that isn't the truth. The truth is not going to do that to you. What's going to do that is going blindly through life, just, you know, covering up our mistakes. Okay, I knew I was going to get this card. So this is the 8 of Needles. And this is about, like I was talking about, repairing. Like making sure that you're doing it the right way, making sure it's feeling resonant with you. It's not just something you're doing like, you know, I saw a sequence of cards here, 10, 11, 12. Like, okay, you've been going down that road. It just leads to loss. You know, does that really want what you want? Is, you know, controlling your situation, being really stubborn about it, because this looks like the 4 of Pentacles to me, that like standing on everything and keeping everything grounded. I must control everything. I must, you know, keep things in order. I must, you know, it's Capricorn energy. Sometimes that can be very stubborn. You know, you've got that goat energy. Like, nope, I'm going to control things. I'm going to hold them down. I don't need anyone's help. I am independent. I don't need anything, like Capricorn and then Aquarius. So that's a progression here again. Like, so we have 10 and then with Capricorn energy into Aquarius, like, okay, fine. I am going to do things all on my own because I need control. I can't relate to other people. You know, that Aquarius energy being an oddball. And then moving into loss. So this isn't working. This is not functional for repairing yourself. You know, you need to be able to adapt and be open to, you know, sometimes what can teach you the most patience is cooking with a child or trying to teach a child how to do something and removing all the control. Like, okay, they're going to make a mess. They're going to drop eggs on the floor. They're going to cook. They're going to like, you know, they may make me something that's not all the way cooked. But letting them learn, letting them experience. Maybe you are not allowed to have that freedom. So you've moved into your adult life and you're holding on to that restraint, that keeping everything under control and having it be just right and perfect and, you know, precise. And maybe I need to be alone for the rest of my life because things work better when I have control. But when you realize it can actually be a lot of fun, you can learn just as much from your children as they are learning from you. This is a learning relationship. And if it's not children, it could be a partner too. Maybe your partner is super messy or a bad cook, or maybe, you know, you were told you don't know how to cook or sew or do these things for yourself. You have to give them to other people to do because you were not allowed to make mistakes. And this reading is all about making mistakes. It is okay to make mistakes. That is how we learn. When that's stopped, as when we're children, when we're shamed or punished for making mistakes or you know, having to learn through consequences, then if that's prevented, you could have had a parent that was overly protective or one that was just not involved, or, you know, whatever it is, or maybe you're this person doing this. But the point is, when you allow for mistakes, it creates, oh my gosh, the 10 of potions. Look at all this manifestation. This is the 10 of Cups. So like really manifesting with the Magician and the 10 of Cups here, the 10 of Potions. You are creating. You are using balance. You don't have to have everything perfect, because sometimes the best recipes are an accident. You know, like you're distracted, or you're working with someone else and they're like, oh, well, I want to use this seasoning. And you're like, oh my God, what did you just do? You just wrecked it. And they're like, oh, but then you taste it and you're like, oh my God, that is incredible. I had no idea. You know, I thought it was going to be something scary and yucky and possibly poisonous. And I found out that that's the most amazing thing. And so encouraging others to be their super amazing selves in your life, is really going to help your relationships. It's going to help you learn, and it's going to help you put the pieces back together. Why are you resistant to working with others? Why can't you let go of control? Why are you always feeling a sense of loss when you think about your past? So what can you change? What can you bring forward? Oh my gosh, I love this. What can you bring forward with the Page of Candles? This is about intuition. This is about compassion. This is about fire. This is about youthful messages of, you know, when did your fire, when did your candle get hidden? Why are you in the dark? I mean, enjoying that part of yourself. Like, is control really worth it? Like, and then we have the Star, which is 0 in this deck. And the cool thing is, look, he's got a little jack-o'-lantern on his nose, just like this. And what's coming from that, what's emanating from that, is the 10 of Cups. The Star and the 10 of Cups and the Magician. Wow. Once you put this back together, once you put what's important to you back together, you will see the bigger picture. Each piece, each cup that you honed, that you nurtured in your relationships, each one is a relationship. Each one is tender and wonderful and endless, overflowing. And once you realize that they are all part of your life, they make up, because look, Zero's ears look a lot like this. They're all part of you. They're at the tip of your nose. They are part of you. You realize that putting in that patience, putting in that time, being open to people making mistakes, being the king, I mean, the Knight of Presence, and just enjoying what's there, honing that energy, and loving how odd you are. Be the King of Presence. Be the King of Presence. Manifest, create, and be the Star. So, hey, this is great. I love this energy. I thought this was really fun. I didn't know how this was going to go. I was like, okay, we got control, independence, and loss. You know, where's this going? And I'm saying like, oh, because you may have felt so discombobulated, like you were falling apart. Like here, like, where is she? You were falling apart. You felt like you had to control everything and try to shove it back in, and you didn't realize it's like, okay, wait. Get a helping hand. Ask for assistance. Reach out. You know, be vulnerable. Don't close yourself off. Be that person, you know, slow and steady. Be in that moment. And you realize that you could, you know, create anything you wanted, that you could actually be the teacher. This, instead of controlling, you were opening your reservoir of information, your reservoir. You opened this book. You helped boost up others in your environment and manifested into the world and became the Star. Like, you were manifesting such abundance, such beauty. And all it takes is letting go of control and realizing that, yes, you can do it all on your own, but gosh, that's not as fun. That's not. What are you actually getting out of that? Just to the next day, just to the next event. When you really realize that you can pass this on, it's such a gift. It's such a beautiful gift. You are a gift. So I love this story. If it was yours, great. It was wonderful. And if not, if you just stayed for the story, that's great too. I love stories. So that's why I do this. So I love you guys. And hey, if you haven't already, please like, subscribe, comment, share, turn on that little notification, and most importantly, come back and see me. Okay, love you guys. Bye.